Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sonique and today I'm opening a Waite Smith clone that I bought from Honest Emporium, and it's by Sawyer and it's the Redux Tarot. So I've got a little thank you cut out there. Some really nice paper. Absolutely beautiful. Skulls and roses. Oh, keeping that for my journal. So as I understand it, this Waite Smith deck has little bits and bobs in the background of the images, and they've all, Pixie's artwork's also been redrawn by Jamie. So when I first became aware of this deck, I looked at a few images of it and I thought, this background, I think it's a little bit too busy. But then what I realised was there are some astrological associations within the background. This is as I understand it. And I thought, well, that would really be useful. And I might take this opportunity to open the 1909 version that I got in the Taschen set. In fact, I'm going to do that, yeah. I've just decided I'm going to do that. I was going to do it alongside the Universal Waite because I've not long bought this one and it's got lovely soft images. So maybe we'll do all three. Let's do that. So this is a set that came in the Taschen box. I normally read with the Radiant White because I like the vivid colours. So I think what I'm going to do these three side by side. How exciting! So this one is recoloured by Mary Hanson Roberts, and this is quite an old deck. So the booklet was revised in 2004, but I've got a feeling the deck's 1991. But don't quote me on that. 1990, 2004. So we've got lots of different dates on this. So I haven't done my research, but as you can see, beautiful. So that's the Universal Waite. Let's have a look at this one. So it says, artist Jamie Sawyer revisits the iconic imagery of the Waite Smith Tarot universe, reimagining it in her unique, colourful style. Paying homage to classic scenery, the layouts remain intact. The line work, colours and clothing are similar, and in some cases have been refined or simplified. The players have been revisited to reflect the world in which we live. They show up as new actors on the stage of a familiar tarot world. So this is a second printing. Beautiful box. Okay, so here's a tuck box. Borderless. Oh, wow. That is nice. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. In person, it's a lot better than I expected. Oh, there's a symbol. Been looking for the symbols. There's one there. So they are quite unobtrusive. Okay, so this deck comes out this way. And I'm a little bit worried once I take it out of the package in the cellophane, it's never going to go back in because you slide it in and out of here and it's a tight fit as it is. And as we know, anyone who uses tarot cards, they tend to swell with use. So whether they'll fit back in, I'm not altogether sure. So as you can probably see, they're one heck of a lot thicker than the other two decks. In fact, I can't believe this. They're 21 cards thicker than these two. Wow. So take some of these out and try and I sort of keep it like that and then put the other cards in as we get there. So we've got all these beautiful mandalas and shapes in the background. They're really pretty. The sun's a lot larger in this one as well. There's no number. So we've both got the 0 here. Pamela's original text there. There's no word on that one either. In fact, none of them have got the name of the card on there. So that's something to be aware of. The perspective as well, we've got more cliff and beautiful depth and colouring here in the figures. I love the softness of this one. They're quite because they're so soft in this one, we're losing detail. You know, if you see the detail here in the flowers, much more vibrant than either of these two. And the colouring's different as well. The yellow, really bright, vivid yellow there, more of a mustard yellow there, and more of a paler yellow there. Even the face colouring is different. So that's what we're going to see. That's what we can expect to see. It's different skin hues, more subtle. I mean, this looks just white, bland. And I mean, look at the beautiful flowing gown here that gives you that idea of water. Same there, and it's sort of lost really there. Beautiful face there. I mean, this is more realistic than this one, and this one's even more enhanced, I think. You know, if we just look at the cushions there, how beautiful. I like all three. If I had to choose one, I have no idea. No idea. Real red coming through here for the Magician Aries Mars energy. And he's very stern. He's a forehead. I like being told off by my daddy. Jamie's done a wonderful job here. Absolutely beautiful job. Kept all of the elements and really just enhanced them. I'm really liking this. I'm loving the softness of this, and I need always to reference the original in my studies, because my studies of Rider-Waite Smith have been going on for 30 years and I'm still not over it. Always more. Definite colour change here. And what is this around the outside? It almost looks like a clock. I love the way this is borderless, and I suppose you really do need to know your Rider-Waite Smith if you're going to have this deck, because, as I say, there's no card titles, no numbers, so you might struggle. Look at this little detail here on the lion, these little rose flower, whatever the flower is there, and it's totally lost there. Now that I can see it on Jamie's, I can actually start to see it on the original. And it's not there at all on the Mary Hanson Roberts deck. One of my favourite images of the Rider-Waite Smith is the Hermit. It always takes me back to Sunday school, and it's that big poster by Holman Hunt. I love that painting. Interesting that this figure is looking straight at us, but I've always thought the Justice card is looking a little bit off to the side. And as I'm like looking at Marseille decks now in my tarot journey, I'm being more aware of direction of gazes. See this rope here, that's different. What happened to the king? He's still got the red shoes, but he hasn't got his ermine, unless I'm not seeing it, but I'm not seeing ermine here. The eyes on that devil. I mean, the eyes on that devil as well. I can really feel the blackness in this deck because of there's no borders. It really gives a different feeling. And the tower. The tower is almost softened by the white border, but just seeing it with no border makes one heck of a difference. See the Mars symbol there in the background. Very subtle, these background symbols. Isn't it interesting, these dogs, when we look at the original, they don't really look like dog and wolf, do they? They sort of look a strange rendition, I would say. Especially the wolf. I mean, what's going on there? Almost looks like a squirrel's tail. Although this one has sort of kept that bushy tail, looking at it. This one's gone in its own direction, which I like. We've lost a lot of the detail in the Roberts deck. This sort of soft overlay. I do like it though. Love this angel. Love its face and the hair. Really feel that fire energy there. I think where these two are winning out is the fact that we've got more defined features in the faces. I mean, in Pamela's original, that face there is just typical pixie art, isn't it? Almost flat, almost 2D. These two give it more substance, I think. So we've got a shift in colour as well, because this is background here is so white, where this one is sort of, I don't know, mushroom colour. And I like the fact that in Jamie's deck we are getting a lot more foreground. I was wondering what colour this would be. This has always sort of puzzled me, the colour of this presumably sea. Why is it orange? I don't know. I love the movement here in the hair. It's the same there, but you can really see it there. And we still have the side eye from the horse. It's such a cheeky expression on that horse. Oh, I like the way that the wands are less orangey as well. They look more like wood. So if you can see here, these are the astrological references on the cards. So we have the moon in Sagittarius there for the Nine of Wands, which is one of my birth cards. And then we have Saturn and Sagittarius with the 10. It's down here. So that's what I like about this deck, is the fact that the symbols are there on it, which is useful for me. A total skin colour change in Jamie's deck here. And look at that flaming feather there. Isn't that beautiful? I like that. I like these coats, they're really nice. Still looking off to the side for the Queen. Look at the kitty cat. That one looks feral. It does look like it's, yeah, not an indoor cat. Totally feral. This one looks like a little cutie. His little red ears. You can see the inside of his ears there. This is somewhere in between, I think. I like the fact that we can really now make out the symbols on the back of the throne. Those two lions. And the flaming crown as well. Brilliant. Oh, look at that lion. I mean, he looks really angry there, doesn't he? Wow, look at the wings, the feathers. So I mean here, you know, all the faces on both of these here are very flat, very 2D if you like, and they're much better on Jamie's version for me. I mean, they're a little bit better there, but so we do get some background colour changes in this deck as well. Little less John Travolta in this one. Can't help but see it in this one. That is absolutely beautiful. I think if I lived in America, I would buy all of Jamie's decks, every one of them, and the casting boards, everything. I would have them all, but it's just not possible this side of the pond. It kept that weird looking fish there, whatever it's supposed to be. It's so strange. It almost looks on this one like there's a skull. This one looks a bit like a glove puppet. I think Jamie's got it right. It must be so difficult, challenging really, to look at the originals and redraw them in a way that makes sense. You know, keeps true to the original, but enhances it. And I think that's exactly what Jamie's done. Really enhanced the original. And there's lots of different Rider-Waite Smith clones, isn't there? I mean, I have loads of them. What was that one? That's the Centennial, which is supposed to be close to the original. But this one, I think, this one, yes. I really like it. I mean, we can even see now the word for peace in the stained glass window, which is difficult to see. I mean, you can see it is there, look. Seems to have disappeared from this one. Much more obvious here. I mean, in the original, these colours, some of them are different. I mean, this cloak here is more orangey, and in both of these, they're more red. Look at that face. So I don't think these backgrounds detract from the image at all. I think they actually add to it, if anything. They enhance it. Kept Pamela's signature there on the bed. Although their own initials are on each card. There, look. Notice that on each card. Jamie Sawyer, signature, and this is obviously Pamela Coleman Smith. What a determined face. That horse is magnificent. That energy. Love, love, love this deck. And like we can really see all these symbols on the throne here. This is great. In these two decks, it's difficult to see the king's, what's under the king's feet there. We can see it a lot better on this one. This almost looks flat, doesn't it? Love these flowers. A little more subtle in that cloak there. That face. Very purple grapes here, and here red on there. And change the gown a little bit. Look at that hunting bird. So this cloak is so busy here. It's really difficult to pull out the symbols on there. They've tried to do it here, but it still looks blocky. But it looks great here. It's a very strange garment. And also, look at this in the background here. So difficult to discern on here and even on here, but really enhanced on this one. That's brilliant. This is so bright. That yellow, it's like, whoa, straight at you. We can really see the figure on the side of the throne on this one, much more than on these two. This one is almost gone. And you can really see like this billy goat's beard. It's a really lovely soft energy there. This is fascinating. Probably editing a lot of the gaps out here, but I'm just standing here just like staring at the images. His face looks so different than these two. And we can clearly see here that the king's foot is resting on this dragon pillar. Gets a bit lost on the original. I'm seeing details that I've missed really from the original decks that I have, which are more prominent on these two. I'm not sure about the colours here. They're quite garish. Not my favourite. I like the way this is subtler. But here it sort of gets lost in the details. I mean, here it's all very, I mean, obviously it's the printing process that they had at the time. The limits there has defined how these cards look, of course. You know, you're not going to get that depth that we can get today with modern printing, and it really shows up, doesn't it? So yeah, I don't think that the subtle imagery in the background of these cards detracts at all. I thought it might. That's what I was worried about. I thought maybe the background being so busy is going to detract from the cards, but not at all. In fact, we can even see, well, we can even see the eagle look on the full. It is really difficult to see. I mean, sort of see it on that one. If we go to the original, it took me a long time to see that. In fact, it's still rather indistinct, but I've read in books that it's there and just took it as gospel that it must be there, even though I can't see it. But I can see it on both of these decks, so that's great. So isn't it wonderful that, you know, we can have these alternatives that's going to help us with our tarot journey. So thank you, Jamie. That is a fantastic deck. I really like it. And I really like this one as well. And obviously this is a study deck. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and all your support. And until my next video.